This is a summary of our research study that looked at how facilitators can improve online aphasia groups. In this study, we wanted to find patterns of how facilitators supported people with aphasia in online aphasia book clubs. Aphasia impacts communication and life participation. These impacts can lead to loss of friends and depression. Also, not all aphasia groups are run well. We need studies like this to better understand the facilitator role in making sure that people with aphasia can participate. There are many benefits of aphasia groups. Aphasia groups can connect people with similar challenges, help people with aphasia develop and practice communication strategies, and make a safe and meaningful social environment. Participants in this study were 5 to 6 people with aphasia who were participating in an online book club, and 3 graduate clinicians who were facilitating the book club. The group was supervised by a licensed speech therapist with several years of experience in aphasia and leading aphasia groups. Data were collected from 4 video-recorded aphasia book club sessions. Journals that were kept by group facilitators and the feedback that was given from the speech therapist that was watching the session was also collected. The authors looked for patterns that helped them understand what facilitators did and how it helped people with aphasia. The authors found 3 patterns. These patterns described how people with aphasia's identities were managed in the groups. The 3 patterns were giving voice, foregrounding and backgrounding voice, and minimizing voice. The theme Giving Voice was about strategies the facilitator used to make sure every person with aphasia in the group had an equal opportunity to participate. The facilitator did this in 3 main ways. She did this by asking opinions of people with aphasia about the book instead of checking for their understanding of what they read. The facilitator used visual supports like pictures of places in the book, to provide group members with additional access to the conversation. This made group members more likely to contribute and participate. The facilitator was careful about how she gave each person with aphasia the opportunity to talk. She often called out the person's name so that they could share something about the book. She did this when she knew they had something to say. The theme foregrounding and backgrounding voice had to do with how the facilitator balanced the different voices of the group members. This was important because different people, like spouses or grandchildren or even pets, ended up in the background of a screen. Sometimes this could be positive, but other times it could be distracting and took away from the voice of a person with aphasia who was trying to share. Because the session was online, when more than one person talked at a time, sometimes a voice could be completely muted. When this happened, it was important for the facilitator to make sure the person who was silenced could finish their idea before the topic moved on. Theme 3 was minimizing voice. This theme was about how the facilitators made an effort to lessen her own voice and identity to give group members the chance to share thoughts and ideas. She did this in a few ways. The facilitator chose topics that the group members with aphasia knew about and had experience with, like talking about aphasia or raising children or being proposed to. The facilitator often used humor and teased herself when she made a mistake or she didn't know something about a topic. While the facilitator did give her own opinion about things in the book at times, she was careful to save space in the conversation to listen to how people with aphasia felt. When group members felt similarly about something, she collected these views and then summarized the group's perspective as a whole unit. This helped to bring everyone together. We don't know much about how facilitators make online groups maximally beneficial for people with aphasia. This research helps us to learn about strategies that can be taught to speech therapists or volunteers who lead groups so that online groups can be more inclusive to all people with aphasia. When online groups are inclusive and all people with aphasia feel like they have a place in them, improved well-being and recovery are more likely to happen. This is the title of the article. It was published in this journal in this year, and it was published by these authors. If you have any questions about this article, you can email me, Jamie Azios. My email is listed on the screen. jamie.azios@louisiana.edu.